Folks, welcome back to the Miao Ying campaign. You may notice this is not where we left off, and it's because I spent a few turns taking care of some thoughts on how to break the stalemate with the vampires. And speaking of the vampires, I know this is going to shock you. In your absence, I killed at least 6 more stacks of them, yet it's made no difference. I know. It's a weird one. You're all having a hard time understanding it. CA might want to think about the dead shall rise again mechanic in the head of a legendary AI, or in the hands of a legendary AI. It might just be a little bit broken, considering how much that we're running up against here. I will explain to you all some of the kind of strategic changes that I'm attempting to make here. So first, let's see if we can ruin yet another vampire stack. I'm trying to catch these one off, because otherwise they'll run. Oh, look, this one has friends backing them up. I mean, who would have thought? Who would have thought there was just... Really? The vampires had another stack just outside my field of vision? I would have never guessed. Never guessed. Alright, so, well, let's make it 3 vampire stacks here. Now they're going to run away. Like, no, we don't want this. Yeah, that's what I thought. Cowards.
The Iron Dragon.
I don't know if we're going to be able to catch both these stacks because they just want to run. Look, and a third one behind them. The never-ending vampire stacks continue, folks. Well, fortunately for me, I'll continue to replenish because we're inside ogre territory. Some of you are thinking that I should take over some of their territory. I think not. The ogres are starting to get some armies here. We should continue to give them territory. In fact, I should give them more territory because me holding these areas, I replenish slower. It takes me forever to build. It's more expensive. I don't see that becoming a winning strategy for us. So instead, what I did was I bought off the Wood Elves back here to get a non-aggression agreement, which ended up then turning into a trade agreement. So that ended up being quite worth it. So now I don't have to worry about them. And I've taken this army that was in our far east, and I'm now moving it in. And then I'm making a strategy change in regards to our defense of the wall. I've moved my armies back to it, and I'm going to use Gotrek and this army here to defend the walls. I'm just going to kind of let Chaos have this area up here because the Kurgan are going to come back every few turns anyway. So I'll play some cat and mouse at the wall with just a couple of armies. Should be enough to keep Chaos out. And then that would allow me to take these 2 armies and dedicate them over here into the mountains too. And we can put even more pressure on our enemies up here in the mountains. So I'm going to let that be the focus for now. I'm going to actually start heading up here to Blood Peak. Do we replenish faster? No, we don't replenish any faster. Let's move up slowly. Yep, just 2 stacks of Chaos Warriors here. They've got all of the regiments of renown here that they can get. Uncle Furuncle, Marquis of Masochism. I swear sometimes they have more than one of these with each one as well. I'm going to move up here with this army. It says I can't go into an ambush while I'm in view of them. I don't know why that was still there. I'm not in view of them. There we go. So I'm going to lay an ambush trap here, see if we can catch some of these guys with our 2 armies here and kill them. So we've always got our work cut out for us. But anyway, that's the strategy. So soon I should have 5 armies bearing down on the vampires. Wow, this stack is like just full of elites. It's getting absolutely ridiculous. That's 4 Hex Wraiths, 8 Hex Wraiths. Fortunately, this army's trash, but they have 8 Hex Wraiths. Fortunately for me, Hex Wraiths are easy to deal with. The Terracotta Sentinels absolutely stomp them into an oblivion. But, I mean, they can be dangerous if you don't bring the right tools, like an army of Cairn Wraiths there. They're still doing Terrorgeist death stacks. I've got a few more turns. I lost a Sentinel in this army, so I'm working on getting it back. But again, we've got reinforcements coming from behind them as well, so hopefully this new strategy will work out. We'll see. Let's go ahead and end our turn here. There's a bunch of stuff going on there that I'm not going to resolve at the moment. We've got a lot of buildings that we can build. I did go ahead and build a bunch of buildings, which included upgrading like a gemstone mine, a spice place, some defenses, some key settlements. I put in some buildings that would increase my global recruitment capacity. I put in a couple more income buildings, did a little bit of rebalancing, but you'll see that we're slightly out of balance right now in terms of harmony. I'm working on that from a research standpoint. There's some research that I'm going in on that increases the replenishment rate There's one for Yin armies and there's one for Yang armies, and it also, I believe at this point, so we got hit by a lightning strike attack here. 5 Terrorgeist coming at us. This army, it thinks we're going to win. This is the one that still had the 2 Sentinels, so I feel like they lightning struck the wrong army, but whatever. So we got to fight off Helmengorst here, so let's do that. Okay, the AI is going to have to attack me, so I'm going to attempt to lure them in closer.
There is a way.
When I say lure them in closer, they have to attack me, but what I want to do is I'd like to go drag their Vargeist and their Terrorgeist in early, thus not leaving them an opportunity to time their attack properly. It would have been helpful here to have a Metal Sorcerer, actually, so that I could do a final transmutation on a blob of Terrorgeist. It's actually supremely effective. So there we go. We kind of got the attention of some of these units, and we want to keep their attention, so we're going to kind of fly around in their face and do our best, like I said, to lure them in early and get them down in here on the ground and kill them. Those rockets are killing my own troops, so please don't do that. And all right, we've got the effective bait going here. So we're gonna bait those guys in. We actually need to keep them flying around in front of our missiles, so although it's gonna cause me a little damage here, I'm gonna try and keep those Terrorgeist moving. Okay, rockets, please. Target the infantry ball right here. Okay, so our initial baiting was effective. Let's go finish off some of those units. Actually, we're finishing that one. Okay, good, good. Okay, I need you guys to turn back front and center. I hate that they're running off to the flank with one of their Terrorgeists. It's actually really irritating.
Stone and steel. Fight as one. Move as wind. Harmonious work.
I'm gonna try and use my Lancers to knock out that other Terrorgeist. I'm gonna put some defense on that one. Okay, we're putting a pretty good beat down on their infantry, which is always good. Got some Black Knights over here. I'm gonna land this unit because we're about to get attacked by a bunch of Terrorgeist. Send up our reinforcing units because the Vargeist just plowed down into us here. Okay, so things are gonna get a little bit hairy here for a moment because we got Terrorgeist all over us. Cavalry charging us. We're gonna take that Terrorgeist out of there. The number of Terrorgeist is actually a bit frustrating. Zombies, zombies. Okay, we got rid of the Grave Guards, so there's no serious threat to us in terms of infantry, which means our front line will hold. And that's important. We took some damage back here where the Vargeist just YOLO'd us. That's to be expected. That's a Blood Knight, so I'm going to continue to follow them with Bannermen. We lost one of our Crane Guns, but the others can focus attacks on Gorst. This Terrorgeist is going to be outdone eventually. Oh man. I lost my Lord down in there to a bunch of these guys, and I'm going to lose my Astromancer too, so that's fantastic. Thank you. I love it. So this is a problem now. My units are not immune to terror routes, and I just lost my leaders, which is going to make me that much more susceptible to terror routes. And then it's taking forever to kill that Terrorgeist for some reason, and those Blood Knights are taking forever to kill. This unit needs to swing across. Alright, I've got ranged focused on Gorst. Once he goes down, that should kind of fully tip this fight back in my favor. Let's get back up in the air here. I got my leader back. That Terrorgeist is going to go down. Oh my gosh, my rockets are killing my own men. Take it easy, please.
Praise the dragon.
Alright, thank you. Alright, Gorst is down. I can now turn my Crane Guns and my crossbows back the other direction. Everything's crumbling, so not a beautiful fight for us. Gorst was able to get some damage done here, but nothing permanent that we can't overcome, and then that takes a 5 Terrorgeist army out of play. It's always welcome, so there we go. Now, I want you to look at this post-battle screen. They died, every last one. They are all gone because they crumbled. We killed their leader. Remember that a vampire or the minions of the vampires are only held together by the binding magic, right? The zombies and skeletons and all that kind of stuff. I don't know about these critters and everything, but you know, a lot of these skeleton units and stuff should be just gone. You'll notice that none of these units are grayed out though, and it's because the AI is going to just hand units back to the vampires here with the dead shall rise again. So it's going to let Gorst walk off. It's going to let him survive. Obligorge, did you see he just attacked us again? See, he got half of his army back. How can you lose every single unit in a battle and get half of it back and then re-attack me immediately? This is just obscene. And look, this is twice now he's been defeated in the same turn. He's still not grayed out. He's going to get away a second time. And these units are going to get away a second time unless they're grayed out. So that is twice in one turn he's going to be defeated and not even be punished by the fact that it's going to take 3 or 4 turns for him to, like, come back from being wounded or something. So this is the obnoxiousness that we're dealing with. This definitely needs tweaks by CA because it is obnoxious. Like, it's, I like fighting a big vampire threat. Like, I think it kind of fits with lore and it's fun and whatnot, but it's not fun once I've done it 17 times. You know what I mean? Like, it was fun the first time. It's not fun, you know, the 20th, the 30th, 40th time. You know, like, at that point, it's no longer entertaining or fun. So I feel like that, you know, once or twice, good time, but when it's just handing them stack after stack off of, you know, really bad, let's see, that does the sky lanterns and stuff. And that one, fire rain rockets. Okay, good. We don't need any more of those. We just need to finish the magic tree on that leader.
I was born to
Excellent. So let's take a look here with our alchemist. These units are going to be really good against the single entity vampires because of the final transmutation. You definitely want to make sure you get final transmutation in play. It is a very powerful Lure of Metal spell. Alright, let's see. Let's get everybody upgraded before we get into this fight. Not that it's going to make a huge difference, but might as well. Alright, so I'm going to start another huge fight with the vampires here. So we killed Helmengorst twice during the turn-in, and he still gets away with over half of his army. We killed these Terrorgeist twice. Twice they died, and now they're at full health at the end of the turn. So, again, I'm fine with the difficulty in a way that comes along with Legendary. That's part of the challenge, but this is just stupid. This is stupid. This needs to be fixed. So, CA please. Like, that's all I have to say about that is CA please. Like, give me a break. Hard is fine. Obnoxious is the word for that. Alright. So I'm going to move this army further forward. It does look like that mentor stuff is paying off because I'm getting levels on these units rather quickly. So that's good. Awesome. So we're going to use that as a way to build them up quickly. Some more skill points here. Great Bastion, Fast Hands. Okay, sweet. So we can finish some magic work over here.
A gift from my ancestors.
And our character here is becoming very, very powerful. Throw another one into Mentor so we can speed up the ranks on those other ones. Alright, now let's get into a big fight with the Iron Dragon here. We've got 8 Hex Wraiths and a load of Graveguard. This army is a little too far away, but it would bring in 7 more Hex Wraiths. So the vampires are really starting to spam some of those elite units, which is all the more reason for us to knock these guys out of the fight right here and right now. Let's go ahead and fight this one. Should be a fun one. I'm attacking them, but I should be able to force them forward into a double rocket line with a ton of elite infantry and ranged units. Again, the Hex Wraiths are going to submit almost no challenge to us here because of the Sentinels. This should be a stomp. Get the battle started. I'm going to start using some of my magic, which is going to be Overcast Final Transmutation. We have a decent reserve left. And I'm going to use that to get the attention of the enemy here. That should start pulling them forward. They were wanting to just sit back and camp. You can see that they're going to take tremendous damage from that final transmutation. Wow, I don't know what made that so incredibly strong, but it did. And I'm going to continue to harass them. That's going to pull those Hex Wraiths into play. We do have to give them a little bit of help. Some of my characters here are not very fast. Like, I have Miao Ying. I could go ahead and get him up into the air if it looks like he's going to be caught. But I'm not particularly interested in getting him in the air because I want to use his obscene magic potential first before throwing him into melee, because really your first option with vampires should be to exhaust the magic potential for them, I believe.
I hear the heavens.
Okay, let's kind of spread some of these sorcerers out there. There we go. Alright, Miao Ying is headed back. That did get the attention. The vampires are on the way. I do want to put my rockets... I was going to take them off fire at will, but they're okay for now. We'll let them fire a few volleys into those Hex Wraiths. Not going to hurt anything. They're not going to really get any great hits. I'll go ahead and now take them off fire at will, wait for some of the infantry to come up, because I do want to use their ammunition well. There's a whole bunch of roadblocks in the way, so I've taken a very defensive position back here. It's going to force the vampires into an absolutely horrible fight. That is exactly what I want. I want to make their life miserable. I have a lot of Celestial Dragon crossbows, which should be able to melt single entity targets. So I've got those ready. I've got the rockets right behind them. Should be good here. In fact, while the enemy is taking forever to get in position, I think I'm going to roll my rockets back just a little further, where it'll make it hard for any units to just punch through the line and get at them. But like that Mortis engine, we're going to knock it down in a hurry. The Hex Wraiths are coming through the woods. When they do, we'll just smack them down with the Terracotta Sentinel. So we should have a pretty clean victory if we handle things appropriately here. See where they're sending the Ethereals? We have to watch those Ethereal units and be prepared to counter them with magic attacks. That is just a zombie, so we don't want to go too wild on just a zombie unit there with the rockets, so I'm going to tell them to take a chill. See, I now have some Graveguard in this firing pocket that are all bunched up, so that's looking like a good target. And I'm going to actually put a few on these Hex Wraiths here. Alright, my crane guns are starting to pick at the Mortis engine, which is perfect. My crossbows will finish it, no doubt. I'm actually going to reposition these crossbows ever so slightly. Getting the wrong unit selected here. I'm going to push them a little bit to the left. Got over here Black Knights, Hex Wraiths. Okay, that's no particularly insane threat. Let's put a few on those zombies. Our rockets are starting to bust up that Graveguard. Alright, yeah, the vampires are in a terrible position. They're going to be moving up kind of all mismanaged and out of whack. Alright, here comes the Hex Wraiths. Let's smack them with Terracotta Sentinel and these carriers. Now, I've also got 4 bound spells, because I only have the one War Compass here, but still, that's going to be a considerable uplift in potential damage. Well, these rocket batteries are laying it on thick. Of course, those are just zombies. I'm going to switch targets over here to the Graveguard with the other batteries. So it is an absolute beatdown thus far. Comes a charge from Black Knights. That's not going to get much done. As soon as they charge and waste it against the braced warriors here, yeah, see they reflected some of that charge back pretty quickly. These guys might be able to kind of get around my flank here, so let's go fill up this position. And let's pull these units over here to get prepared. Alright, what's up next? Not much. Ooh, our rockets are laying down an absolute brutalizing volley on all these Graveguard, which those Graveguard were some of the more powerful units rolling up for the vampires. Oh, yeah, and our crossbows are killing off those single entity targets, so far, very, very good for us. Bring reinforcements up over here. Our Terracotta Sentinel will help lay waste to those Hex Wraiths. It already got that unit, so we can reinforce there. We're going to rear charge here with our Longma Riders. That should put a huge bunch of damage into those Black Knights. Finish them off. We got a Mortis engine moving up.
Crossbowmen!
Our crossbows need to focus in rather than
Celestial
zombies.
fury!
Let's take it easy for a moment with the rocket. Or no, never mind. Nope, there's more targets there for the rocket battery. Let's not take it easy. Let's get an absurd number of kills. Mortis engine down. The vampire cavalry contingent was absolutely massacred. Merciless massacre, I might add.
The dragons up!
And I feel great about it. Okay, this is not going to be an easy defensive position for the vampires to crack. Is that a Blood Knight? Okay, it's a tough unit rolling in right there. We're gonna go beat it down. Our rockets have absolutely leveled the Graveguard threat for now. And that has left our crossbows free to continue to murder anything coming at it. I do have a couple of my rocket batteries with a little more ammunition right there that can hit that Graveguard. There's a few Graveguard coming from the other flank. We'll keep an eye on them and deal with them as needed. Let's get into these ghouls. And we got an extra sentinel here, so let's throw that down here as well. Just kind of pile in, dog pile in onto that fight. Ooh, the rockets are missing that Graveguard just a little bit, but not too bad. Let's actually pull back away from those skeleton spears, just make them fighter halberds. They're not going to do well there. I have to save enough ammo to deal with the potential reinforcements that are coming, so I think I'm going to let my crossbows chill for a minute. We're going to fire squarely on key targets, so we don't want to get too worked up here over a whole lot of nothing. Killed those zombies. Let's tell our rocket batteries to take a chill. And let's get our Longma Riders to come intercept these Fellbats. There's going to be a whole lot of Fellbats rolling in. Our Longma Riders should be able to deal with them. And I'm going to actually send Miao Ying up to help with this as well. And then this Flying Lord here. Oh, the Fellbats dove down, so yeah, never mind. I'm going to pull these guys back. If the Fellbats are going to dive down into spears, then I'm going to kindly let them finish themselves off. Right, we got a lot of Hex Wraiths rolling in here, so let's go give the magic attack backup that is needed. Let's see where those bats go. I've got tigers to intercept them if they decide to go behind my lines. Okay, and again, let's get our magic attacks focused where the magic attacks belong.
In Shen Yong's name!
Awesome. Okay, yep, we do have a few bats going over our head. It's going to go for the crane gunners, so let's pull our tigers back. Get rid of those bats in a pretty big hurry. I think the crane gunners don't really have any armor, so we need to be quick to help them. Alright, our crossbows, let's get them in position. The vampires are starting to crumble because of just how badly we're beating them down. We haven't even had to use our magic reserve. At the moment, this just gives you an idea of just how overmatched these guys were. They were way out of their element against these two armies. With the amount of winds of magic that we possess here, the final transmutations, the melee capabilities, the range capability, I mean, the vampires are in some pretty serious dog do here.
This is the way!
Just a single Graveguard back here that hasn't finished routing.
Of course!
So let's go help them on their way. Now again, we completely and utterly destroyed all of these armies. However, you'll see the vampires just get handed back at least half of it, maybe more. To see this here, but I tell you what they're going to get back. They're getting back their Mortis engines, both of their Lord and their Hero, most of their Graveguard, a couple of their Hex Wraiths. Like, I mean, they're going to just get handed pretty much everything right back. What's the purpose of victory whenever the game just takes away any benefits of it? So, it's obnoxious. It needs to be fixed. This other army crumbled too. It didn't even show them because, again, it's probably just going to give them all their stuff back. Now, I'm going to push. I think if we hit these armies a second time in the same turn, that hopefully, maybe it will get rid of them at that point. This one's in a force march, so we know they can't get away. And then that should draw in the other ones and hopefully get rid of all of them. There's some Skaven nearby too. I don't want to mess with them. Skaven are an absolute pain in the butt. Now, hopefully that utterly annihilates these armies here.
The Emperor is with us!
The auto-resolve was not exactly kind to us there.
Shall mine. Whoopstone. The Iron Dragon.
Okay, so those armies should replenish nicely on this turn. There goes 4 vampire stacks. Not that it much matters because they have 5 more over here, but that will at least get their attention because Flayed Rock is now exposed. And I have an opportunity to get in behind them here, and I intend to take it. I very much intend to take it. It looks like these guys found our ambush, didn't get caught in it, but they stopped short of engaging.
I follow Zinch alone.
Let's see.
Shugungan Lord reporting.
Shugungan Lord reporting.
You cannot deceive the deceiver.
Okay, I don't know why my army didn't reinforce there. That's pretty irritating, so I have to fall back here. So for some reason, my army needed to be like 2 inches closer here.
I will be obeyed.
Alright, let's try again.
Witness their demise.
It's going to give me a pretty clear victory here, so let's go ahead and just take it. Don't see any units blinking, but it's going to wipe out.
Move like water. Fight as one.
So we'll just wipe those units out as... I don't know. It's probably not that bad. Take the treasury again. So now that just built us up a ton of money, winning those big victories here. I want to move these armies further back towards my territory now, like because there's going to be more enemies and we're going to need to replenish for a few turns. But there we go. We killed a couple of chaos armies that were headed our way. Got some cash out of it, if nothing else. Killed an innumerable number of enemy leaders. Yeah, look at this chaos just spreading all across here. Like an absolute plague.
The dragon-blooded.
This is partly why I didn't want to hand them this, but at the same time it's kind of why I am handing it to them, because they won't succeed whenever they get stuck up against this wall. I'm going to go into a standard stance here and push this loser back. Hang on, retreat. Our army was not in position to reinforce, because again, it needed to be like 2 inches closer. Alright, so where is Miao Ying?
The storm dragon.
Okay, we gotta take her out of this and we gotta kill our Kaon.
Only of the great bastion.
Oh, he's so big and tough that we're gonna lose the battle, but he doesn't want to fight that one.
Beyond your comprehension.
Did I just get stuck there? No, we did not. Okay, let's pull up here.
What madness is this?
And we need to kill our Kaon. And Miao Ying will be the right person for the job here. Flaming attacks. Leadership +7. Leadership there. I don't know, maybe put it on the elephant. That'd be kind of fun. Alright, let's fight this one too. Alright, we're going to get the battle started. I'm going to pick a kind of corner camp position here. Just because I can. And then we'll force our Kaon to attack it. Our Kaon is obscenely powerful in the campaign. He's going to have like probably 100+ melee attack, around 100 melee defense. He's going to be nigh unkillable to almost everything we can throw at him. So I'm expecting a big, tough fight with him. Got the Green Guardian. Okay, I've got reinforcements on the way. They will be here in about 48 seconds. They are simply repositioning. If they don't come attack me, then I'll ride out and get their attention as needed. It's not going to be that difficult for me to pull off. Yeah, Ying does have Earthblood and Regrowth as long as she's not in the dragon form. Okay. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and go get ready. Has our Kaon figured out that he needs to attack me yet? I don't think so. Let's go help him understand the gravity of the situation. It's about to be reminded as to why he's going to attack me. He has a lot of magic himself. He'll be using a whole lot of Spirit Leech, potentially Searing Doom bombardments. Let's bring this character forward. Alright, Alright, here comes... those reinforcements might actually have convinced Archaon to roll forward, so let's go ahead and actually start rolling back for a minute, just in case.
Warriors! Seeking Cathay's foes!
I kind of pin up the edge of this here. Got some reinforcing units.
Praise the dragons!
Pull
Whatever
those
is
units over in
required.
here. Get my artillery set up over here.
Marching as a one.
Alright, so I've got artillery rolling in.
Thoughts in harmony.
Some crane guns that we'll put back here in the very back. Ground back here is not high ground per se, but like if I put them right up here, that'll probably be their best vantage point.
Jade crossbows.
Got some crossbows that we can toss in here with the more elite ones.
Move
Cavalry
and
will
win.
be last reinforcements.
Formation.
Warriors!
And let's put some extra reinforcements behind the front line here. Sorcerer. Okay, everybody's moving into position. Archaon is still not convinced that he has to attack me, so
Born of dragons.
let's roll out the welcome wagon, shall we?
Sword and steel. Sent by Gairan.
I don't know what he thinks waiting is going to help. So, like I said, we'll go give him the message that he will be attacking me, or else he will pay a brutal price at the hands of our magic. Yep, there's a spirit leech. That's what I expected.
There.
It's I have a little game I want to play with Archaon. Let's do a little cafe baiting, shall we?
8 wins to me.
Let's have a little fun. Call it messing with Archaon. It's kind of like those messing with Sasquatch commercials.
Shen Yang's faithful.
Jack Link's jerky. There we go. See, he wasted his. He wasted his burning head. I'm gonna put this unit in here. Oh yeah, there comes. Okay, good. So we're gonna draw some of the magic out of him, and then I set him up to suffer.
I shape the wind.
I got a Talons of the Night waiting for his Chosen of Corn with dual weapons.
Offspring of dragons.
So I'll trade some of my magic to kill off a whole bunch of his elite Corn warriors there.
Ready as always.
Okay, I think we got their attention.
Setting forth.
Yep, we got their attention. Archaon's now burning
Acolyte of
mad.
secrets.
He put another burning head back there, speaking of burning.
A mighty elixir. Shaper of steel.
Alright, we got a final transmutation off on him to kind of soften him up. Now, he is coming up by himself. I want you all to go ahead and witness here the sheer amount of punishment that this character is about to take, okay?
Restore order.
Let's get our cannons firing at Archaon.
Never conquered.
Archaon is a glutton for punishment.
Master metallurgist. The iron.
Okay, here comes the ice. We wasted some of his magic, but he is by no means finished yet. Alright, so I've got 2 cannons opened up on him. Here comes the crossbows.
Fire in the blood.
I'm gonna Plague of Rust him. Oh my gosh, look how much fire he's taking, and he's only down to half health. Any other character would have just been absolutely dead right there, like just flat dead. Alright, we got a... Oh my gosh, he got a burning head off right in the middle of us too. He is such a butthole. And look at that, he almost one-hit our metallurgist there. I'm gonna run him over with an elephant and a terracotta sentinel. He's lacking in armor at the moment, I believe. Come on, don't rout, stay here. I need your metal magic. Stay here. You turd. I hate you, Archaon. See, he's gonna get away alive, unfortunately. But we accomplished what we needed to here, which was to get their attention.
Descendant of dragons.
Let's hammer that guy with the cannon. And let's get our rocket batteries fired up here. There's a Forsaken that needs some attention. So it took all that we had right there to deal with Archaon. And even still, he managed to break into our line and still kill a number of our folks and rout our metallurgists. So again, it cannot be overstated how powerful Archaon is in this campaign. He's probably one of the worst, but Vlad, Grimgor, the rest of them, they are right up there in terms of the amount of nuisance that they can cause you. Even when you have an obscenely powerful faction. Marauders, okay, this is the chosen of corn are going to be, and there's a chosen with halberd back there. Let's take our cannons and focus fire that halberd. Our crossbows should clean up anything else coming our way. Some chaos trolls that are going to need some loving attention there. And we got a sword of chaos headed in over here. I'll give them a lightning. They're going to be hard to hit. I'll try and hit them with the lightning bolt there. Let's see. Let's bring the Green Guardian over to give them some love. Okay, the Chosen of Corn is getting smacked up.
My test begins.
Alright, Green Guardians. Let's bring this Regiment of Renown over here to help out with the Swords of Chaos as well. Oh, I love it. We are giving these guys an absolute pounding from range here. Aspiring champions are going to get chewed up. Green Guardian's going to come help against the Swords of Chaos. And that is going to be an utter annihilation of Archaon. And that should put him out of commission for, 2 turns or so until the AI gets him back. Alright, so we killed Archaon. Our armies are now back towards the safety of our gates. So we're going to go ahead and move that direction. One of these armies can reach them on this turn, I don't think. Not effectively. Okay, so they're going to keep rolling through the other side of the waste here. And they will get it, but like I said, I think what I'm going to do is finish building Gotrek's army. In fact, I'm going to probably dump a couple of these kind of somewhat trashy units and put in better units for him. Let's see... We definitely are going to want to get some dragon crossbows, though I could maybe save a little bit of cash by just doing these kind of more standard halberd units for most of his troops. So let's start working on that. We're going to want some more crane guns for him as well. So let's do a couple of those since we're there for a couple turns. Alright, so we'll start building up Gotrek's army, and then we'll leave his army and this one back to guard the wall. And in this army, we'll probably want to get rid of the Jade Lancers. They really don't provide us any benefit here. And we'll want to replace them with better units. So, probably one more dragon infantry. Let's throw a sentinel in there, and that'll be a better use of power in that army for what those lancers used to do. Alright, so that is going to leave us at the turn in. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and just force march Miao Ying back in here, and then same thing with this character. I'll just force march her through the wall so they can start to replenish. And then I can move them elsewhere, and then we'll leave a strong defense at the Bastion. Of course, we're making a ton of money at the moment because we just pulled all of our troops into the Bastion. These guys are going to be able to put a push on the vampires now that they are down 4 stacks. I'm hoping it'll pull some of their forces back from the front line, though we'll see. Like I said, the vampires are innumerable and nigh unkillable at this point, so I'm not sure how much good any of it's going to do. Let's see. Skill level 48 here. Let's throw a couple of points into Mentor, because that seems to be paying dividends for our newer lords and heroes. Because I think that whatever they continue to gain, it can be passed along to those units. So that seems like a pretty good investment late into these units, so that what experience they gain can be shared. Okay, and then our reinforcing army. See, like these characters just keep leveling up quickly. That's quite valuable. Plague of Rust. They're gaining a pretty quick bit of experience based off of that mentor trait. We're still at Yang 2. I cannot put in any buildings there. Let's go ahead and just quickly find a spot. I know we had a couple of spots. Let's maybe go ahead and start building some of these. We don't have a lot of those buildings. Could put in... That building will be useful, and then let's put in a yin building here, and then we have yin research going down, so that should put us into balance over the next few turns. And let's just spend up some money again, so let's go out and find some appropriate places to spend it. Build up Wei Jin. Put some of these big upgrades here. Some of these don't matter as much, but we'll just get it done just for the sake of. It's not much. 10k. Some of these are expensive, so winning those big battles can be pretty helpful because, like I said, some of these buildings for Cathay are pretty pricey, like these upgrades here. Now that's going to increase our global recruitment pool by quite a bit. I'll stop there, and we'll go ahead and, again, just kind of build up the big nest egg and start spending it out. I think we've got a good position. We're about to be able to flex on the vampires with 5 stacks, and then I'll hold the wall against Chaos and the Kurgans. I may just leave 3 armies there to do that, and then maybe just take Miao Ying, and then that would give me 3 additional armies up here to help the ogres while we flatten the vampires with 5 armies. And we might be able to afford another one when all's said and done. We'll have to wait and see once we get Gotrek built up. So we'll deal with it when we get there anyway. Hope you all enjoyed this one. HeirofCarthage signing out for now. I'll see you soon with some more action in Total War Warhammer 3.